Good morning, class. Today we're going to start with Name That Math, so go ahead and get out your notebooks. Our problem today is, from a point on the ground 500 feet from the base of a building, Bob finds that the angle of elevation to the top of the building is 24 degrees, and to the top of a flagpole at the top of the building is 27 degrees. Find the height of the building, h, and the height of the flagpole, so from here to here. Go ahead and use our notes from last class when we talked about our trigonometric identities, using those to solve right triangles. And take a few minutes, go through the 5 questions that we have, and we'll come back together in a few and talk about it. So the first thing we want to look at, we want to identify our key phrases. Who can tell me what some of the key phrases we want to look for are? Yeah, go ahead.
500 feet from the base.
Okay, 500 feet from the base. What else?
Angle of elevation.
Sure. And what could we say was our third one? What do we need to find?
The height.
Sure, exactly. So if we put those 3 things together, what rule do we need to use? What strategy? How are we going to solve this problem? Any ideas? Yeah, good.
Right angle trigonometry.
Sure, so we want to use right angle trigonometry.
So we found our key phrases, and we found our rule. So what's the third step going to be? Yep, go ahead.
We need to figure out our first step.
Yep. So what's going to be our first step?
Figuring out which one to use.
Which one
to
what?
use.
Which identity? Yes. Any ideas?
So can we use sine?
Sine? Okay, so let's see. We're finding the opposite, so that's good. But do we know the hypotenuse at all?
No.
Yeah, we don't know the hypotenuse at all for either of these triangles, so we actually can't use sine. But what else has the opposite formula in it?
Tangent?
Yep, tangent, and what is that?
Opposite over adjacent.
Yep, so let's see. We're trying to find the opposite, and what's our adjacent right here? We have a number?
500 feet.
Yep, so that's going to be our formula. So the first step is to identify the correct formula. And again, what's that formula going to be?
Tangent is opposite, so h of k over 500 adjacent.
So the tangent is going to be opposite over adjacent. And that's going to be our formula.
So our fourth step then is to solve it with words. We already know that we need to use tangent, so first we want to find the height of the building. Which is represented by which variable?
Is that going to be h?
Sure, that's h. So, how are we going to do that? We're going to take tangent of the angle of its elevation.
Is that going to be 24?
Exactly. And what are we going to set it equal to?
Since it's the opposite over the adjacent, the opposite is going to be h. And we're going to put it over 500.
Good. And then we just want to solve that equation for h. So then the next thing we want to do the same for finding the height of the building plus the flagpole. So what variable is that represented?
That's going to be k.
Good, find k, which is what, the tangent?
Tangent of 27.
Good, angle 27 degrees is equal to,
So it's going to be k divided by 500.
k divided by 500, good. Okay, so we found h and we found k, so now we need to find the height of the flagpole, right? We already found the height of the building. So how should we, using what we know, find the height of the flagpole? Yeah.
I'm actually not sure, but do we use h minus k or k minus h?
Well, we want it to be positive, right? So we need to take the bigger one minus the smaller one. So which one is bigger?
So by the looks of the picture, k is the bigger one?
Right, because it's the height of the building plus the height of the flagpole, right? So
So we're going to use k minus h?
k minus h, because k is the height of the building plus the flagpole, and h is just the height of the building. So if we subtract them, we'll get the difference, which is just our little flagpole height.
So now we got all this. Fifth and final step is solve with math. So we all solved it using words already. So let's just go back and forth to the diagram over there and just get everything together. So first step, find the height of the building h. I'm going to underline all these in blue. Tangent of 24 in blue. And there's that h again. Let's go over here. Find out which triangle this corresponds to. It's going to be this smaller triangle right over here. So we're going to use this triangle, 24 degrees, and we're finding h. Everybody see that? Awesome. So let's just redraw that right over here now. So that's 24, and this is h. So now, we're going to take the tangent of theta, which is 24 degrees, and we're going to set that equal to the opposite, which is h. Our distance from the building divided by 500. So, how do we solve for h now? Go ahead.
Can we multiply by 500?
Yeah, let's multiply both sides by 500 to get the h by itself. So we got 500 times tangent of 24. That's going to equal h. So when we solve for h, plug that into our calculator. It's going to be about I'll put that in Google, so just for consistency. So the h is going to be approximately 223 feet after we put that in our calculator. Everybody good so far? Now we're going to do the same exact thing with k. Let's go back to our diagram over here. K is going to correspond to our bigger triangle. So let's draw this one in yellow. It's going to kind of overlap with our other one. Same base. The angle of 27 degrees. And there's our K. Just to recap, so there's our K. Tangent of 27, and K again, and our same base. So let's just draw that in, not exactly the scale, obviously. Angle's 27 degrees, our height of K. And again, our same exact distance is 500. So we do the same exact thing here, except we just use the tangent of 27. And what's that going to equal to?
K over 500.
Yep. So h over 500, we have k here, our opposite's k, so we're going to use k over 500. So same exact steps here, just multiply both sides by 500 to get the k by itself. So we get 500 times the tangent of 27, that's going to equal k. Solve for k, put it into our calculator. It's going to be, k is approximately, I believe it's 255 feet. So now we want to find the height of the flagpole. We have our h, we have our k. So now we're going to take those to find the height of our flagpole. Let's call that f equal k minus h. Go back to our diagram over here. So we're going to find, this is our flag, and that's going to be k minus h. So let's go back over here now. Here's my little flag right there. So now, a little flag right here, f is going to equal yellow chalk. Our k minus h, which is going to equal 255. 255 minus 223. What's that going to equal?
32.
32 feet, yep. So F is going to equal 32 feet. And with that, we've completed the problem. Good job, guys.